All right, today we're going to break down a practice that is absolutely essential for any modern software team, continuous integration, or as you'll always hear it called, CI.
So, let me ask you something, especially if you're a developer. Does this sound familiar? You spend days, maybe even weeks, working on a new feature. You finally merge it into the main branch, and you just kind of cross your fingers and pray that you didn't just break the entire application for everybody else. We've all been there.
Well, there is a much better way. Today, we're going to show you exactly how the best development teams use continuous integration to completely get rid of that fear. It's all about catching bugs almost instantly and shipping new features way faster and with a ton more confidence.
So, what is this magic? What is continuous integration? At its heart, it's actually a pretty simple idea. It's just the practice of getting all the developers on a team to merge their code changes into one shared, central spot. Not once a week, but multiple times every single day. The whole philosophy, the whole mindset, really boils down to this one simple phrase. Integrate early, integrate often. See, instead of saving up all your changes for one giant, terrifying merge at the end, you do it in tiny, manageable chunks all the time. And that philosophy translates into a really clean, automated four-step dance. It all kicks off when a developer pushes their code. That one action triggers an automated build, which is then followed by a whole bunch of automated tests, and wraps up by giving instant feedback to the team. Let's take into each of these. First up, the automated build. The second a developer's code hits that shared repository, a CI server just wakes up and gets to work. It grabs all the source code, the new stuff and the old stuff, and it automatically compiles and packages it all into a working application. Nobody has to do this by hand anymore.
Now, this whole process is run by some really powerful tools. If you're in the Java world, you've definitely run into names like Maven and Gradle. They are the masters of handling this first crucial step at the pipeline.
Okay, so the app is built. Great. But does it work? That's where the next phase comes in, and it's our safety net. As soon as the build is done, a whole suite of tests automatically runs against it to make sure that the new changes didn't break anything. And we're not just talking about one type of test. This is a multi-layered defense. You've got unit tests, which check the tiny little individual pieces of your code, like a single function. And then you have integration tests, which make sure all those different parts can still talk to each other and work together correctly. And this brings us to a super important concept, failing fast. This is key. If the build doesn't work for some reason, or if even one single test fails, the whole pipeline just stops dead in its tracks. That broken code is blocked, and the system immediately pings the team to let them know something's wrong so they can fix it right away.
Okay, that's the theory. But let's make it real. Let's see how all these pieces connect using a tool you'll see everywhere, Jenkins. It's one of the most popular CI tools out there.
So here's what a typical day with Jenkins looks like. A developer pushes their code to Git. Jenkins is always watching, sees that new code, and boom, it automatically kicks off a pipeline. It uses something like Maven to build the app, then it runs all those unit and integration tests we talked about. Finally, pass or fail, Jenkins shoots a message right into the team's Slack channel or sends an email. That's what instant feedback looks like.
I love this quote because it just nails it. CI takes what used to be this really messy, chaotic, manual process of merging code and turns it into a smooth, predictable, and fully automated workflow.
So what's the big payoff for all this? Oh, the benefits are huge. Seriously, it's a game changer. You find bugs immediately, when they're small and cheap to fix, not weeks later. That means you can release new features way faster. It almost completely eliminates those integration hell nightmares, improves your code quality, and helps the whole team work together better because everyone is on the same stable page. And it's really important to remember that CI is just the beginning. In a modern DevOps world, continuous integration is the engine that feeds into the next step, continuous delivery or continuous deployment, what we call CD. That's what automates getting the working code out to your users. But it all has to start with a solid CI pipeline.
So is your team ready to stop the praying and start automating? If this was helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button, and definitely subscribe so you don't miss the rest of our DevOps roadmap. Oh, and if you want some cool ideas for projects to get your hands dirty, just drop a comment with CI below. Thanks.